Okay, well, this is my first attempt at Zoom, and so I'm learning it much as you guys are learning things that you haven't perhaps done in the past. So we're going to try to do a work through an unemployment problem. I'm allowing myself two mistakes. If I get the two mistakes, I re-record. So I don't want to tell you how many times I've recorded this, but it's been a whole lot. So the first thing I want to do is to share. Okay. All right. So we want to do this unemployment example on how to calculate it. Okay. So the first thing that I want to bring to your attention is that we would like to take a look at and remember that the unemployment rate is calculated as the percentage of the labor force that is unemployed. Okay. So we're going to take the unemployment rate is the number of people unemployed divided by the labor force. Okay. Also, we're going to be asked to calculate the labor force participation rate. And this is the number of people that are actually employed and unemployed divided by the adult population. Because remember, the unemployment rate only measures those individuals that count themselves as unemployed. It doesn't measure that other category, that third category of not in the labor force. So here's an example problem that you would see. In 2001, there are 135.1 million people employed. I'm going to go pick up, let's see, Spotlight. Here we go. Okay, in 2001, there were, 135.1 people employed. So those are actually working. 6.7 million unemployed. Okay. And notice the adult population here, so this includes everyone 16 years and over, is 211.9 million. So our questions ask us, what is the labor force? What is the unemployment rate? And what is the labor force participation rate? Make sure on these rate ones that you do in fact calculate that as a percentage. Okay, so let's take this data and work with it. Okay. All right. Okay, I don't really know how to get the annotations off. Okay, so let me erase what we're going to need here. There's probably a better way to do this, but I don't know what it is, and that's okay. Okay, so I'll learn it. I will. Okay, in 2001, there were 135.1 million employed, and let's see here. Okay, I think I'll just use that. Okay, there were 135.1 million people employed, 6.7 million unemployed. So what we want to do is add the 135.1, the number of people employed, to the 6.7 million people unemployed, and add those two together, and we will get 141.8 million. So that's the number of people in the labor force. The second question asks us, what is the unemployment rate? So remember, the unemployment rate takes the number of people The unemployment rate takes the number of people that are unemployed right here. Let me see if I can draw. There we go. The number of people unemployed divided by the labor force. And we got that from this problem right above, okay? Unemployed divided by the labor force times 100 gives us 4.7%. That's not a terrible unemployment rate. Again, when we think about that the national rate of unemployment is 6%, this is pretty good unemployment rate by and large, okay? Look at that, I learned how to do it that quickly. Okay. All right, so our next question asks us, I'm gonna kill that. Okay, if the adult population was 211.9 million, what's the labor force participation rate? So here what we want to do is to take a look at, okay, so we want to take the 141.8, that is the number of people employed. I'll just put an E here for employed and unemployed, okay? divided by the adult population, and that was given in the problem. We're going to multiply that by 100, and that gives us 66.9%. Again, because it's a rate, you want to express it as a percentage. Now, what this means is that 66.9% of the adult population of the whole, about 66.9, let me see if I can figure out, there we go. About this many people here are employed. That means this section right here are individuals not in the labor force. About 34.1% are not in the labor force. So those are the two key things that we look at, is the unemployment rate, the labor force participation rate, and then kind of flipping the labor force participation rate to get a sense of how many individuals are not in the labor force. Okay, so we're going to go over here then, and let's see, let me stop the slide share here, stop share, and we're back here. So I think I did this right. Let me know your feedback if it's horrible. So thank you, and I look forward to talking with you soon.